Welcome to the Cube Solution front page editing tutorial. In this tutorial, we will explain to you how to edit the front page of your website. First, we will head over to our website, log in and be greeted with the dashboard. Next, we will find the section titled Pages and we will select All Pages. Once this page is loaded, you will see all the available pages on your website. Next, we will find the page titled KZN What to Do. As you can see, it is titled Front Page, and when hovering over it, we have the options to edit, quick edit, trash, view, duplicate, or edit with Elementor. Please note that we are going to edit with Elementor since we are using the Elementor page builder. Please also note that the speed of this is all dependent on your internet connection. The faster your internet connection, the faster the page will load. As you can see, the page is now loaded and we are greeted with a sidebar on the left hand side and our front page in the middle. Using our mouse, we will move around the page and we will see upon selecting a section, a thin blue border surrounds everything that we have highlighted. First, we will show you how to edit the section. Clicking the 6 dots at the top, the sidebar on the left hand side will change. Here you can see we are able to change the layout, either stretching the section, changing the content width, changing the columns gap, the height, vertical alignment, overflow, as well as changing the structure of the section. Moving on, we go on to the style area. Here we are able to edit the background overlay, the border of the section, the shape divider if we require one, and the typography. Under the typography we have the colors and text sizes. Moving on to the advanced section, here we are able to edit the margin, the padding, motion effects, the responsiveness of the section, and so forth. Moving away from the section, we will now edit the column. As you can see, I move my mouse to the top left of the section and I have the option to edit the column. Selecting that button, again, the sidebar on the left hand side will appear. Again, we have the option to change the layout, including changing the column width, vertical alignment, horizontal alignment, and so forth. Moving on to the styling section, we are able to edit the background, the border, and the typography of the column. Moving on to the advanced section, we have the options to edit the margin, padding, as well as the responsiveness and so on of the column. Lastly, we will edit the actual widget in that section. Hovering over the section, at the top right hand side, you can see a new button appear. Clicking on that will allow us to edit the section. Looking at the left hand side sidebar, we can see that we have actually selected the banner widget. Here we are able to choose a category, either choosing a location or a specific category. In this example, we will leave the category as blank as we would like to show all blogs. We also have the option to change the order, either set it to ascending or descending, as well as the slide count for this widget. Moving on to the advanced section, we have the options to edit the margin, padding, add motion effects. We have the option to add a background, a border, change the custom positioning, and so forth. Moving on to the next section. Again, we will use the mouse to move around and highlight a section. As you can see, I have now selected the section titled Area. Again, by selecting the 6 dots, we are able to open the sidebar and edit the section. As you can see, we currently have this set to boxed, with no gaps, with default height, vertical, and overflow. Moving on to the style section, you can see we have no background color, no background overlay, no border, no shape divider, and our typography is all set to default. Moving on to the advanced section, again we have the options to edit the padding, the margin, and so forth. Moving on to the actual widget, we select the Edit Widget button, and on the left sidebar we will see it appear. As you can see, the widget is currently titled a Post tab. We have the title of Area and the options of categories as Ramsgate or Port Edward. Please note we are able to add more locations into this if more are added to the website. We also have the option to change the title word length, increasing or decreasing the amount of words shown per post. Moving on to the advanced section, again we can edit the margin, padding and so forth. Next we will move on to the couples section. Clicking on the widget, you can see again we are using a post block. The title of this post block will be couples. In the order descending, please note that we have selected block style 1 for this section as it is the most preferred layout. Next is a category. Here we have chosen the category as couples. We're able to change this by simply clicking and selecting a new category. I will now place this back to couples. Next, we can choose how many posts are displayed per block, the amount of title length of the post, and the X script length. Moving on to the advanced section, we can edit the margin, padding, and so forth. Scrolling down, we are now going to edit the groups section. Clicking on the Edit Widget button, we will see the sidebar appear again. As you can see, just like the above section for couples, it is the same. We have the title groups, descending style 1, the category set to groups. We are displaying 4 posts per block with a word length title of 8 and an X script length of 30. Again, the advanced section will allow us to change any margin or padding options. Next, we will edit the sidebar. Again, we will use the mouse to hover over the section and we will select the Edit Widget button. As you can see, again, we have a post block. The title of this is pet friendly with the order descending with the block style set to style 5, as this is the preferred style for the sidebar. Next, we have the category pet friendly, as we are wanting to display all pet friendly locations. Again, we have set this to show 4 blocks with a limit of 5 title words and an X script length of 15. Again, going to the advanced section, we are able to edit any margin or padding settings. Scrolling down to the next section is the family section. Again, this is exactly like the section above it. Clicking the Edit button, we are able to change the title, the order, the block style, which we will leave as style 5, the category as family, as we are only showing family posts, as well as the posts per block, the title word length, and the X script length. Lastly, again, we have the option to edit the advanced settings, where we can change the margin, padding, and so forth.